I don't know. I'm just frustrated, confused, and not really sure what to do about it. Good morning. Welcome back to another beautiful day. Well, we're kind of in limbo today. Not quite done with side dress, not quite done with spraying, but the fields we have left, corn's still pretty young. So first things first, we are going to take Dustin up north, get him back in the tanker. I think we've got 2 loads of fertilizer left to get in. And then Dad and I are going to go check some fields and see if maybe we can't continue. See how much this corn changed over the weekend. So this is by far probably our dirtiest part of the field. Found a rock. We like growing those as well. But the nice thing about this is there is quite a bit of water hemp out here, but what we're seeing is the majority of the green that you see, that's all just grass, which it looks nasty, but it's easy to kill. Not overly concerned with that yet until it actually starts shading out the corn to where it starts competing with the corn. Then it's an issue. But the water hemp is coming. And I'm trying to find a water hemp right now, and I actually can't. So that's a good sign. Here we go. See, what little water hemp we are seeing is still pretty small. And when it's this small, it's still controllable. Alright, now this is a bean field. I was going to tell you it was another weird looking cornfield, but it's not. So driving down the road, we're checking this from the road, and we're like, man, this just looks a little thinner than everything else. What is going on? So, pulled out here, scout a little bit. Come to find out, check this out. A good row, bad row. They're all there. Every one of them are there. But those aren't going to survive. Okay, Dad said they might. I don't know. But any idea what's causing that? It'd be deer. Deer are feeding on them. Deer love small soybeans. A lot of guys around here actually plant soybeans in their food plots. But that's not why we planted these. Let me find a good example. Yeah, look at this. Put so much work into planting these soybeans, and the deer come out here and think they can just eat them. Frustrating, because really there's not much you can do about it.
Oh, there's our third one. Now we can juggle.
Oh, Dad already found 2 more. Somebody's not working hard enough if they have time to hit golf balls out in their field.
Shoot, these are nice enough. I'd play with these.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. I'm keeping your golf ball. Alright, I think we have our answer. I'm gonna destroy a plant for you guys. Ooh, and that was still rooted good. Alright, if you can see this, top's been bit off. It's well healed, so it's been a while. So inside the nook of the cotyledons, you can see that there are 2 sets of leaves starting to grow. So once that top growing point is gone, I'm going to destroy a second plant for you. It's going to look like this. So the top growing point's gone, So these two have started sprouting, and the plant has not killed the plant. So I would venture to say if everything else is greened up enough and the deer have stopped feeding as hard as they were, I think a lot of these spaces are going to green up and fill in. They're just going to be a little behind. Well, after much deliberation, we've decided to go ahead and spray. Corn is still small like we talked about, but the weeds, we're not happy with where they're at. So we're going to go ahead and get those killed, and once the corn gets bigger, we'll keep an eye on it, and if we have to come and spray it again shortly before canopy, we'll do that. Alright, well, we were able to squeeze just enough chemical and water out of the spray trailer that I got enough for a 16-acre field that is by far the furthest field we have north. So even running 30 mile an hour in the sprayer, it's probably going to take me 40 minutes or so to get up there. But the different thing about today versus my last video is I have Dad tending to me today, which is going to make things so much smoother for me. So while I am making this long road trip up north, Dad is in the co-op getting water and chemical for me already. So hopefully by the time I get up there, get sprayed, and back south a little bit to our next farm, he'll already be there waiting on me. Alright, well, 40 minutes to get up here. And it's going to take about 5 minutes to spray it. Correction. Took me 9 minutes to spray that. So 40-minute drive one way for 9 minutes of spraying. Doesn't sound very economical. But normally we have 100 acres up here on this farm. The other 85 is in our wheat field, which is actually starting to turn, and it looks really good. I think we're probably less than a month out on time to harvest that. So that's exciting. But for some reason we decided not to put this 16 acres in wheat as well, and drive up here probably 5 or 6 different times throughout the summer for 16 acres. So somebody needs to remind us next time not to do that again, because I can about guarantee you we're not going to be making any money on this 16 acres this year. Man, all this spraying, I sure am hungry. Ooh, let me grab my candy from my fridge. Nice and cold. So I've noticed as I continue spraying, if I stay the same speed, that 14-15 mile an hour that I have been, my pressure has slowly increased the more acres I run. Which means my filters are starting to get plugged, which, not surprising, running this clay-based Degree Extra, it tends to fill the filters over time. So this sprayer has the center section filter and then 2 main filters for each, or 1 for each boom. So I gotta pull those real quick. However, I don't know where my big channel locks are, so we're gonna see if my little pliers will do this, but I can about guarantee those things are plugged full. And of course, everything in the boom is gonna drain out, but you can't avoid that. Oh yeah, look at this. I don't even know how it was still spraying, but that's just one end. That's the worst end. Well, I was able to get this one off, cleaned out, put back on, but I can't get these filter housings to break loose without my channel locks, which not prepared on my part, but I'm not sure why they're not in the sprayer. However, that quarter turn valve on the bottom, I can at least flush them out, and that will help tremendously, although it won't be perfect. All I have to do is come here, turn my boom on, hit my pump, which it makes a mess, but that's why we do it out in the field, because it won't hurt anything out here. It's where the chemical is supposed to be, so don't worry about that. But that forced just enough chemical through with the drain valve open that it flushed probably 85% out. So it'll be good enough for now until I get back to the shop and I can fully clean them out once I can get them removed. One other thing I do want to check real quick while I'm working on my filters is this little, I don't even know what it's called. It looks like an eye, looks like a cone. So once I press that button, the sprayer is going to go through each boom section one by one. At which point I can check each nozzle, make sure that it's still spraying correctly without having to have somebody else in the cab. All right, all my tips look good. I've got my filters blown out the best I can now. Got about 50 gallons left before I need Dad to refill, and I'm pretty sure he's on his way, so it should work out real nice. All right, and that is why it's nice having someone tend to me. Literally pull up to the end of the field here, just ran out. I don't even have to fold up or go anywhere. He's coming to me. Found a rock I'm gonna grab real quick. That way we don't run it over anymore. It's just a small one. Alright, maybe a little bigger than what I can move. Gonna have to pin that one. I'll come back to it. Oh, just a spraying. Well, Dad and Dustin both left me high and dry, so I had to pick up some random peasant off the street to tend to me so I could keep spraying. Speaking of which, where is that fellow? Hey, tender driver! Yes, boss? Yeah, what are you waiting on? I got spraying to do. Fill up my tank. Yes, sir, I'll get right on that. Do you want your windows washed too? No, don't worry about that. I ain't got time for that. Just fill me up. Let me get back to work. Okay. I'll get right on it. You just want me to wake you up when I'm done? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm just going to take a nap real quick. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Boss. Yes? Are you done yet? Yes, sir, you're all good to go. Well, good deal. You're a lot quicker than I expected. Now go on, get out of here. Alright, well that's enough spraying for me today. It is already pushing 8 o'clock. It's a little later than I typically like to spray because plants start shutting down in the evening and they don't take the chemical up as well. But I wasn't going to quit at 6:30, And then after that, I had to finish spraying out the tank that was on the sprayer. So it is what it is. I think we'll be fine. But we are down to 1.5 fields left on spraying. And Dad actually did start side dressing again today. So he is down to less than 2 fields as well. They're calling for a little bit of rain tomorrow evening. I think we got till mid-afternoon, late afternoon. So hopefully we can finish up the spraying and the side dressing and mark both of those off the list tomorrow, which would be awesome. So that's for another time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Find that thumbs up button, give us a like, because as you know, it helps us out. And see you in the next one.